Welcome again. We'll be starting the student question topic. It's only it probably may take 1 or 2 minutes more. But in the meantime, basically, what I want to take this opportunity of basically answering maybe a couple of questions. Okay, Nick is already here. Hi, Nick. How are you? Okay, wonderful. So let's start. So today we have U Business School. U Business School has campuses in 3 different locations. It has got campus in Munich, Germany. It has got campus in Barcelona, Spain, and it has got 2 campuses in Switzerland, one in Geneva, one in Montreux. And we have with us Mr. Nick Calls. Hi, Nick. How are you? Okay. I know Nick for more than almost 12 years, and it's a long friendship that we have. Thank you, Nick, for being here. And Mr. Nick Calls is head of sales and recruitment at U Business School. He is located at Geneva campus, Switzerland. He has traveled to India several times and has been interacting with Indian students since 2011. Nick would be joined by Shanice Francis, probably late. She's a regional recruitment manager and alumni of U Business School. Shanice Francis is my counseling student. She is located in Mumbai, India. She has been working with you for 5 years and will be happy to assist students through their application process and other student services. Nick would be answering a very important question, which is very relevant in today's pandemic situation. How should international students prepare themselves for job opportunities? Nick, the stage is all set for you. Please take over. You're the boss. Okay. I guess, okay. I have to make you a host. I'm very sorry for that. You're the co-host.
Fantastic. Hello, Richard.
Sorry. Yeah.
No
Nick,
problem.
thank you and welcome to the Student University Webinar Season 4.
Thank you very much, Richard. As Richard said, we go a long way back. I've got fond memories of first visiting India in, I think, 2012 and visiting different parts of Mumbai, different schools and universities. And it's great to still be collaborating all these years later.
Perfect.
And to have many of your students many have come through and successfully completed their studies at EU and now are working in different parts of Europe. So welcome to everyone. As Richard said, my name's Nick Coles. I'm the head of sales and recruitment based out of Switzerland, but work primarily with students in Asia. And I have colleagues that are based in Mumbai and Bangalore. I also have another colleague who's based in Vietnam. And over the years, I've worked with hundreds of students that have sought to study abroad and have chosen one of the 4 campuses we have in Europe. So it's great to be with you all this evening. What I suggest is I'll have a presentation. I'll go through some slides, and then I'll open the floor for any questions that you may have a little later on. Don't be shy to ask your questions. Put them in the chat box, and we'll take it from there. So let me share my screen. I've got a general presentation about the business school, and from there we will get stuck in. So is it fine, Richard? Can you see my screen?
Yes, very well.
Okay, perfect. So as I briefly mentioned, EU Business School does have 5 campuses. We've got 4 physical ones, and we also have an online campus. The logo has an E and a U in it, which stands for European University Business School. The identity of the business school is very much centered around the fact that we have multiple campuses across Europe. So you see Munich, Geneva, Montreux, Barcelona. These are the 4 cities in which we have campuses. Our campus in Munich is the fastest growing one, perhaps, especially with the Asian students. There are many reasons why students prefer Munich and Germany as a location, but we'll get to that. The headquarters of the business school are in Switzerland, where we have the president of the business school of the group is in Montreux, where we have Montreux is a famous town on the lake, famous Lake Geneva. It's very well known for its hospitality industry, for the jazz festival that there's every year. It's really a fantastic place to visit for holidays, but also really quiet and safe, and it's got a lot going for it for students that are interested in the quality of life that Switzerland can provide. So Montreux and Geneva are really where the heart of the business school is, and I would say the growing campuses are the fast growing campuses are Barcelona and Munich. So Barcelona is obviously in Spain. It's the biggest port on the Mediterranean. It's a hub for business, for startups. It's a fantastic place for young students that enjoy the nightlife that Spain has, and that part of Spain as well. So typically from India, a lot of our students at a bachelor level enjoy the Barcelona campus. Those that are focused on the master's MBA typically choose the Munich campus or the Swiss campuses. So Munich, some of you may not know, but it is in southern Germany. This is a photo we have of our campus. In the last 2 years, we extended it. We probably have about 600 students currently studying on that campus. What's really fantastic about it is its location. It's close to the city center. You take just a few minutes really by public transport to get down to the central train station and the Marienplatz, which is where the central tourism offices for the city as well. It's opposite where the famous Oktoberfest is held every year, where in the past, before the pandemic days, we saw between 6 and 7 million people come into the city over that period in mid-September and beginning of October. So Munich has a lot going for it, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth about it later. But what we've seen in the last few years is really a big kind of spike in the GDP per capita. There's been a lot of investment from tech firms, especially. You have the big firms like Amazon and Google and Apple, which have invested a lot in the city. Microsoft as well has got its European headquarters in Munich. So it's becoming a familiar word used to describe Munich at the moment is the Silicon Valley of Germany, and that is because of all the the technology firms which are really providing a lot of job opportunities for young professionals now. So we're excited about all the opportunities that there are for students despite the pandemic. Obviously, the tech scene doesn't stop. We've seen throughout the pandemic how that sphere has just really boomed, if anything. Amazon has gone through the roof in terms of its share price, and other tech firms keep going up. So that is one industry, but then the German economy is really built on small and medium-sized enterprises. You have the service sector accounts for over 25% of the Bavarian economy as well. So, when it comes to leisure and tourism and that whole sector, hospitality, there's a huge demand as well for working professionals. So it's quite exciting. If you're looking to study in Germany specifically, and you're looking for a career, there's probably no better time. With unemployment rates at 3.3% in Munich and in Bavaria in general, you're really targeting one of the cities in Europe with the lowest unemployment and one of the highest salary expectations that people can have. So what we've done obviously this has been a strange period for everyone around the world, and it's been difficult as well. So we've had to, accommodate the changes, and thankfully we've been able to pivot. A lot of our courses have been done in a hybrid environment where we've provided students with the opportunity to continue their studies partially online, partially on campus. But I'm happy to say that Germany is really one of the leading countries in terms of the number of people vaccinated, and the way they've dealt with it this year has been really good. So we're seeing, public institutions as well as ours are fully operating in a presential mode. So students coming in this fall will be following all their courses on campus as it was, prior to the pandemic. We've done what we can to keep students safe on campus. We've even got a campus doctor who is readily available to help the students as well in case of them coming down with symptoms or whatever the case may be, even just simple questions about the pandemic and how to best deal with the situation at the moment. So we've kept our students safe on campus. Other than that, what we've put in place is all, the distancing measures that one has to put in place. We've reduced the number of students per class as well. As you can see in these photos, there's one seat between each student. The photo on the right there, you see this is the classroom in Munich where we've got these long glass panels. So they're very nice facilities. All of our students really enjoy our campuses, whether it be Barcelona, Munich, or the Swiss campuses. It's all, recently renovated with smart boards, high-speed internet. We've got nice student rooms. But the main emphasis for us is to be close to the city center and to be close to where businesses are located, and that's a reality. So for, in a nutshell, if you had to ask me why choose EU Business School, I would say first and foremost, it is very international. We talk about European University Business School, and it's absolutely that. So it's international, small class sizes, everything's taught in English, and it's certainly great in that way. Okay, so what I was just saying is, when you're considering different locations across Europe, different places to study, I think EU Business School really has a unique offering in the sense that we have multiple locations and we don't limit students to one city or to one specific environment. We give students the opportunity to travel to our Barcelona campus or to our Swiss campuses. There are various events that go on throughout the year. It may be a recruitment event, it may be a big fair, it may be a special conference on leadership, for example, hosted by the Geneva Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This is something we can send our students from Munich to attend. So you really get into a network across 3 European countries. And I think that's what's exciting. It's entrepreneurial. They're small class sizes. The faculty are all business practitioners. They're not just pure academics. So they're people that will be able to talk about real life experiences and give you, fantastic firsthand knowledge about that industry that you are looking to work in. They're also good in terms of being able to build your own personal network. So the students we've worked with Richard over the years are students that have been entrepreneurial. They've sought to connect with their faculty, with their classmates, and this is really where success starts. It's all about networking. So it's an entrepreneurial school in terms of its focus, in terms of its immersion as well in business. So networking, everything's taught in English, and so those are some of the key thoughts behind, I'd say, the USPs at EU Business School. In terms of our rankings, EU Business School has always done well with QS in particular. If you see on the top right, we're ranked number 11 worldwide with our online MBA. In terms of the top left, the QS ranked us at 42 worldwide. European in terms of our European MBA ranking. So we've also been recognized with marketing and entrepreneurship, these different specializations which have been ranked in the top 100 worldwide. We've focused on providing great opportunities for our students over the last year. We've had people from Bill and Melinda Gates, Gavi, who's a former president of the European Commission, former president of Portugal. Also, he came and spoke to our students. We've had people from PepsiCo, the leaders there. We run events. We ran 3 sessions called Get Hired in Germany. We'll certainly run another one in October and November, another 2 sessions. These are sessions, what we're really trying to do is bridge the gap between the classroom and industry. So you in India may have some ideas about the German economy. You may have some ideas about studying and living in Germany. What we are trying to do through these sessions is put you in touch with people that are currently working in the industry, whether it be in HR, whether it be in cloud computing or finance or something like that, and really giving you a window into their world. So they provide advice to our students. How should you prepare yourself? How should you go about looking for work? And we've had 3 sessions. I think they were very helpful, and we had great attendance. We had 150 students each time log in and join these sessions. So we continue to provide what would valuable information for you back in India in terms of what you should expect in the German job market. Recently we had, well, I say recently, it was back in May, but we had Peter Brabeck, who was the chairman emeritus and former he was the former CEO as well of Nestle. So he is a very, very powerful businessman who had a lot of influence in Switzerland and the Swiss politics, Europe, across the globe, really. And he is a family friend of the owners of the business school. And this is the kind of contact that we can highlight at EU. And it's certainly not every business school that can get this caliber of leader to come and speak to its students. So I think you should, should take note of the opportunities on that front. Now, when it comes to accreditations, we have multiple accreditations. As an institution, for many years, we've had these professional accreditations. So it's ACBSP, IACBE, which are both American accreditations recognized by the Council of Higher Education in America, IQA and EDUQA. IQA is a European accreditation, and EDUQA is a Swiss quality certification. We also have academic partners. So this basically means that our programs are underwritten or they're accredited and awarded by academic partners. So we recently added DBS, which is Dublin School of Business, to our panel. I must admit that this presentation is a little bit out of date, and I'll speak to my colleague Shanice. We need to update it because the reality is we are no longer working with Roehampton. We are working with 2 other institutions. One is Dublin Business School, and the other one is London Met. So we've got 4 different accrediting bodies. So depending on the program you choose, you'll earn a degree from EU Business School. And a qualification, or the degree will be awarded by one of these academic partners, and you will also get a certificate of advanced studies from EU Business School. So 2 qualifications are what students earn. What are the academic qualifications at EU? We have bachelor degrees, which are listed here. Basically, the ones on the left are programs which we have offered for, I don't know, 40 years maybe. And they, the bread and butter at EU Business School, so to speak. We have, it's a 3-year bachelor degree focused very much on, pragmatic case study learning, where students can, specialize in pure business administration, or they can choose, communication and public relations, or leisure and tourism management, international relations, sports management. Digital business design and innovation is a newer program, and then business finance. The way our programs work is that in your first year, you do general courses, and then in year 2 and 3, you start taking your electives. So half of your courses will be core, and the other half will be certainly linked to the major you choose. The courses in the middle are with our academic partner at Derby in the UK, and they are BA Honours, and the pathways are listed here. So you've got 5 different pathways other than business management. So marketing, finance, enterprise, HR management. Then on the right, what is in bold is the latest addition to our portfolio of programs. So we're offering law, HR, project management, cloud computing, management, cloud computing, and information systems. So this is exciting for us because we are answering a need in the market at the moment, which is certainly the tech requirement, and that with cloud computing, or even information systems for that matter, has proved to be very popular. These programs are at 12,900 euros per annum. And there are scholarships which are available, which I'll discuss later. partial what we call merit-based or partial scholarships as well. What we do have, and I'll mention, is our Executive Bachelor of Business Administration. So it's a one-year program. It's a pathway to our EU Masters, the EU MBA program. How do you apply for EU Business School, and what are the admission requirements? Well, you would apply through Richard and his team with Sharon. They can, ensure that your file is complete and you're able to apply very quickly. What we would look at is your transcripts from high school. Normally 60% is a minimum grade. IELTS or TOEFL, we also accept Duolingo now. We've got an internal English test which you can take, and then we'll follow that up with an oral interview. So we'll normally record a session where we ask you some questions to describe yourself and what are your motivations to study at EU Business School. And then we also need a video essay. It can be a video essay or a written essay. So the video ones are pretty fun. A lot of students are choosing to record videos and send them through to our admissions committee now as well. So that's in terms of the bachelor requirements. In terms of the academic qualifications for the master level students, we have new programs which are in bold. So you've got the masters here, which we used to offer only at our Barcelona and Swiss campuses. Now we're offering it in Munich as well. What is really the standout feature is the fact that the program is significantly less expensive than an MBA, almost a third less. So, the tuition fee is 13,800 euros. For students that apply now and confirm in September, they will benefit from a 7 to 10% discount on the total fee. So that's quite a substantial amount as well. What we're offering is management, marketing, finance, tourism and hospitality management, innovation and entrepreneurship, digital business, fashion, and luxury business. So what is the difference between a master's and an MBA, you may ask? Well, in this case, the master's is typically for a younger profile, a student who doesn't have much work experience, someone who typically has less than 2 years of work experience. What is another difference would be the fact that you specialize from day one, and all the courses that you take will be focused on that industry. Your professors, if you study digital business, there'll be a real focus throughout the program on that specific major. Likewise, if you take finance, you'll be really looking at finance throughout. Whereas the MBA, which is also the same structure, 3 terms, 1 year, 10 weeks per term, 3 hours of class per day, very, very similar in terms of its structure. However, the first 2 terms are core courses. All the key managerial sciences are covered in term 1 and term 2. And in term 3, you take 5 courses related to a specific major. So that is covered in the March or the April term, whereas term 1, October, term 2, January, and then term 3 is where you specialize in April. On the far right, we have our DBS partnership programs. So that's with Dublin Business School. And once again, it's cloud computing, information systems, and project management. And the MBA, good news, has also come down in price from last year. It used to be 22,850. Now it's come down to 20,850. So we've seen a wider range of programs on offer, and also the tuition fees have come down significantly. How do you apply for the MBA or the master's? For the master's, you would need to send us your bachelor degree, your high school, results. We'll also look at the English proficiency once again. We'll look at your statement of purpose. And in this case, it's a topical essay. There will be an interview with the person who evaluates your level of English. So it's like an admissions interview, so to speak. And then, we will be able to submit your file and have an answer within a couple of days. So when are the next intakes? We have, basically this year, we have September 27th. Excuse me. We have September 27th, which is the next intake. Then we have January and March for the master's and MBA programs. And then for the bachelor programs, we have October, February, June, and August. We are offering programs both in a hybrid environment as well as an online environment. So that is exciting. What I would mention as well for this year, we've created extra intakes in November. For anyone who's applied for their visa and cannot get it in time, they will be able to start as well in the month of November. Amazon Web Services. This is something that's new, and this is a new product which we are, the only business school, I believe, in Bavaria or in Munich at least, which is offering this to its students. We offer these summer courses in June and July. It's called Amazon Web Services Cloud Architecting and Cloud Foundations. So the foundations courses run from July 19th to the 6th of August, and then from August 16th to September the 17th, we'll be running cloud architecting. These two courses normally are 400 each. They're normally 600 together, and we are offering them to students for 540. So it is substantially less. Why take these courses? Well, it's a great thing to add to your CV. You can also upskill. It's also a way that Amazon, which has huge plant outside of Munich, is able to screen talent and bring people into their company. So certainly a good way to enter the market. Scholarships. This is where everyone gets interested. So scholarships are an important thing to discuss. We are offering several scholarships for the next year. First and foremost, we're offering something called an early bird, which means students that confirm and apply in the month of September will get either 7% or 10% on their next year fee. So that's a substantial amount of the program. We also have, so that's listed there, 7 to 10% early bird on bachelor's, master's for the 22 intakes. So the discount will be granted on the second semester and the third semester respectively for the bachelor, and for the postgraduate students, it's in the final term. So for the master's and bachelor students, we also have the early bird, and then we've got a merit-based as well. So the merit-based is up to 30% on 1 year fees. The requirement is 80% in grade 12 and 70% in your bachelor's. You also need to have a better level of English than the average student in terms of, for bachelor's, you need to have IELTS 6.5 instead of 6. For master's, IELTS 7. Then you'll be eligible for this merit-based scholarship. Some of the students earn 10%, some 15, some 20, some 25, some 30. It depends on your overall academic credentials. And with the merit-based scholarship, we also have something which I need to highlight is an ambassador scholarship. It's not listed here, but the ambassador scholarship is also for students that want to help work with us and help promote EU Business School at different events. And this is a fantastic way to support your studies financially and also to help us as a business school. When it comes to career services, EU Business School is, especially in Munich, is a fantastic option. As I mentioned earlier, it's the Silicon Valley of Germany, so it attracts so many different startups. There's a huge amount of venture capital and investments going into tech companies. 8 out of 30 of the largest corporations from the German stock index, the DAX, are in Munich. No other city in Germany has more. And many small and medium enterprises have their headquarters in the city. So I'm sure you've all heard of Siemens and Alliance and Microsoft, Bosch, BMW, Google, Amazon, MAN. Then we also have some big companies on the bottom, on the right there. There's something called MUNICH RE, which is a reinsurance company. So for actuaries and people in finance, there's certainly job opportunities. That's a big reinsurance firm based in Munich. There's a German company called Celonis, which is a decacorn, which means it's worth more than $10 billion. And it's a startup which exploded in recent times. So that's based in Munich. We've got SAP, the Linde Group, Infineon, McDonald's, Apple, and obviously you've got the famous football club, FC Bayern Munich. So it's a fantastic city in that way. How do we provide support to our students? Well, we have someone by the name of Sarah Rapsch, who is the career coordinator at the moment. She's a very dynamic, charismatic person. She's even willing to support you as a student before you join the business school. So once you've confirmed your place and you've applied, been accepted, she will book a 20-minute interview with you to get to know you, look at your CV, and help you in your first steps towards your experience at EU and joining the business school. What we provide is a very personal, holistic, relevant, practical support for our students, and we help them get hired and really thrive in Germany. There may be small tips that you need, the way you prepare your cover letter, how you start looking for jobs in the market, what is required, what should your CV look like. These things we can coach you on, and Sarah will be there available. So that's the career path counseling, getting your objectives right. Then how do you look for an internship? Looking at your CV and cover letter, job preparation, like a mock interview. We can help set up those mock interviews. Personal branding, looking at your LinkedIn page. There are other platforms in Germany that are very important. One called Indeed, for example, where jobs can be looked for. Also preparing you for, in terms of your soft skills. Then we provide you with different events throughout the year. It might be career events, one-to-one speed dating events. Every April, we generally have companies coming into our Munich campus to interview the students. Barcelona, every year we have a big recruitment fair. So that's a job fair we have in Barcelona. And then alumni and the networking events, and these things can be very helpful for you as well to improve your network. So I mentioned to you this Turbo Career Boost. It's like an individual career support even before arriving in Munich, a 20-minute kickoff session after you've paid that initial fee and have confirmed your place at EU Business School. We spoke about Munich earlier as this fantastic city. I think if you Google it, you'll see that Munich has a really high average salary of 4,200 euros. It's important to look at the mean salary as well, not just the average, because the average takes the very rich, and obviously that hikes the number up as well. So I think the mean salary is closer to 3,000 euros, which is still a very relatively high salary and higher than most parts of Germany. So that's in a nutshell the presentation. I will hand over to Richard and to see if there are any questions that have come in.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for that
You're
wonderful
welcome.
presentation and for being present every time. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Few questions basically. There are one basically the question is regarding the scholarship. Is it only available for January intake, or the students can look beyond January as well?
Yeah, so they can look beyond January as well. We have 10% on the Feb and the March intake as well, and also October. Obviously, next year there is a 10% scholarship. That's for students that confirm in September. So the deadline is September this month. So if you're considering, certainly apply now. Get your application through to Richard and his team. And it really makes more sense to take advantage and really benefit now. For the early bird scholarships will not continue past September. We may extend it for the October next year, but that will be announced at a later stage. That may be it might open up in the month of Jan or Feb for October, but for the time being, if you want to benefit, it would be now.
Perfect. One thing that I want to tell is when I was young and before I could get into the MBA, one of the things that we used to search for is how well the institute is connected with the industries. And I can tell you that EU Business School is very well connected with industries. Over the experiences that I have had with EU Business School, you get the best of the best people they get the best of the best people from the industry. That shows that they have the network. And if you have the network, then basically, overall your job placement opportunities are also better. So yes, that's a big USP of EU Business School.
Yeah, absolutely.
there is a question basically which says, for the January intake, if the application is done at this point of time, can the by when you have to pay the tuition deposit?
So if you complete your application in the month of September and you receive what we call a provisional acceptance document, like an offer letter, you will need to make the payment within 15 days to benefit from the what we call the early bird. If you don't make the payment within those 15 days, then unfortunately you can still confirm your place, but you won't benefit from the 10% discount.
The next question is about the placement services, which you have already mentioned, that you business school offers. So do you have job fairs and other things that are basically provided to placement?
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's why, I mean, I thought I'd just familiarize some of your students with the website, what it looks like. It's sometimes helpful to have a little guided tour through the website, and you can go through it by yourselves as well. When it comes to what we provide for our students is we list it here. Let me just see if I can find a good example for you. Academic calendar, where do we have it here? The EU experience. Okay, so this shows you just some of the life of what's going on at the campus. Let me just see if I can find the events about us. Maybe you will find it here. I'm actually not familiar where we find the event about the recruitment.
I was seeing something under EU experience. Right?
Experience EU, okay. What's on?
The learning from leaders, company visits. Are you talking about this?
Yeah. So this just showcases the level of events that Richard was mentioning. This guy here, his name is Jim Snabe. He was the head of Siemens. So he did a conference with us, and fantastic individual, also very charismatic. And these were the events that you had recently. We quite proud of this guy, Omar Barada, who studied at EU Barcelona. He's now the COO of Manchester City Football Club, which is obviously quite impressive. Epiroc is one of the biggest mining firms in the world, run by a lady in Finland, and her name is Helena Hedblom, and she attended. Imagine, fantastic talk as well from Paul Pullman. We've had Roche, which is a Swiss pharmaceutical. He spoke a lot about his predictions about the pandemic. That was very interesting. We had the Starbucks co-founder, so that's really something. It's a huge company as well. Jean-Claude Biver spoke, and Alain Dehaze, which is part of, he's the CEO of Adico. Adico is probably in India as well. We've had Christian Clerk, the president of Four Seasons, Zenit Watches, Google, Terry Gertz, Ericsson. So the names go on. We even had the Mahindra Group from SP Sukla, who's the president, who's based in Mumbai, and he joined. So we've had some top people. And this just goes to showcase events on campus. I think we may have some mention here. These were former Learning from Leader events that we had on the campus, but we certainly do have a careers event. I'm just wondering if it might be under career services. Let me just see. Prospective students career, student services. Here we go. So what do we provide for our students? There's an orientation day before you join, obviously, where we brief you in terms of what you'll experience at EU. We'll also help you with your expectations about how to study, what do we expect from you, how to, even things like plagiarism, for example. Plagiarism in some markets is, for some countries is viewed in a different ways. We help you cite when you do research on your projects and really do some hand-holding from that front. Services on campus, that's pretty, I've spoken to you about the counseling and what you'll get. Let me just see. Okay, so we don't have it. We don't have it listed here. It's funny. Normally I can find these things quite quickly on our website, but we certainly do have a careers event every year, which I'm surprised wasn't listed there. Let me see where else we have. Okay, it's not student services, career services. So this panel photo here is the typical kind of panel you'll have during a recruitment day at EU. Where we'll bring in former students or industry professionals to talk on a topic. So that could be something that takes place during the day. Otherwise, there will be spot interviews where students can come and meet companies that visit for the day. What we had, just some key stats, 96% of our students are recruited and placed in companies. In 2019, 51 companies were visited in the year. So that's almost one company per week. 383 job opportunities were posted on our portal, which students exclusively have access to. The salary range is listed between 60 and 150K a year. How do our career services help you? I went through that already. What do we do? We've got annual talent days. It's basically a recruitment fair, and that's what I was mentioning, where there was a panel of young professionals that were able to discuss various topics. During this annual EU Talent Day, company representatives are invited to meet students and discuss exciting job and internship opportunities. So we've been getting bigger every year. Obviously, last year was different. It was virtual in the beginning of this year. But I think we're certainly going to be moving back to a presential approach in 2022 with all our courses back on, on site. We've got career services workshops. We have something called Shaping Your Career or Crafting Your Future. And this is like a module throughout your MBA where you'll be meeting various professionals that help you and coach you. Networking is a huge part at EU. We've got 27,000 alumni around the world now. We've got 7,000 people that are part of the hub. And it's definitely a good place to get connected. This is the Careers Fair experience. You can go onto our website and actually watch the video. I think there's a video here. It should pop up. There we go. So this was the latest one we did. I don't know if the volume will work for you as well. Can you hear, Rich, the volume or not?
No, I can't hear.
Okay. So I would have to change the source of but you can look at the images. It's just music. Okay, so the student is talking. I'll invite you to go onto our website and to have a watch. And this is a perfect example of the kind of event that we host. So I'm going to pause this, but you're welcome to watch that. And then we've got our interviews with the CEO and manager, a guy from a former student now working for Facebook. So the list goes on. My favorite interview I've done was with an Indian guy. His name is Zia Siddiqui, and let me see if I can find it. It should be on our webinar section. Experience EU, prospective students. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's in the webinars here. So it was this, actually, I had the opportunity, you guys can register to watch, but it was a live Q&A with Zia Siddiqui, who's the Boston Consulting Group based in Munich. He's from a pretty humble background in India, where his parents took out a loan, and I think he obviously took out a loan for his studies, and he even really had to dig deep to get by when he was in Germany, and now he's living a high life. He's really doing very well. He's been there for 6-7 years in one of the top 3 consulting firms in the world. He's a smart guy, but he's really made it happen. So that was a very nice interview. If you want to watch it and get inspired by this guy, I would certainly encourage you to do so. I can drop the link to this video in the chat, and that's what I'll do now. But these are some of the answers to answer the question that you asked, Richard. I think we really are aiming at inspiring people through different events and different networking opportunities throughout the year.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for everything. Just one thing, what I wanted to know is, Do you still offer those Spanish courses and German courses free to students who are registered, who are being part of the campus?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to learn your language as well. And thank you, Nick, for being here, for being
Absolutely.
present, for explaining everything. We love basically your presence and your presentation, and we do look forward to see you in the next coming session as well.
With pleasure, Richard. And yeah, to all you guys, I see I'd like to thank you all. Dinesh, I see Mustafa, Moise, there's Vincent. Who else do I see? I'm just going to mention your names because I know sometimes you feel a little bit anonymous. So Rosie, thanks for attending. Sandri, who else do we have here? Dinesh, Aaron, Abhinit, Aditya, Elena, AK, and then Aruna is also there, co-host. That's me. So yeah, thanks.